What's up, everybody? I'm Adam from MyGospot, and today we're talking carbon versus titanium. Let's get it. All right, TaylorMade has made a big deal this year marketing the TaylorMade Stealth Plus with carbon wood technology. But what is carbon wood technology? We've been playing titanium drivers for decades. Is it that much better? Do you need to throw your driver away? Today, we're gonna break down the Stealth Plus and the Sim2 like you've never seen before. We're gonna break it down by multiple swing speeds and 35 golfers so you can know once and for all which driver is best for you. All right, let's take a look at the TaylorMade Stealth Plus and all the technology that comes along with it. You have to start with the red face, right? And this is a 60x carbon face. So what does that actually mean to you? Well, in layman's terms, it's 11% bigger than the Sim2 and 20% bigger than the original Sim. Also, they're saying that this is going to be faster ball speeds, 1.1 mile an hour. Doesn't sound like much, but in today's time, it's quite a bit. And the larger face, for everyone out there that needs it, gets a little bit better energy transfer. So, let's cover a couple other things. We have the inertia generator here, and then we have the speed pocket with the sliding weight that you didn't have in the Sim2 from last year. All right, let's talk Sim2. TaylorMade bills the Sim2 driver as one with forgiveness and power and low spin properties. We've all heard those type of things before. So let's actually look at what's similar and what's not between the two drivers. The similarities you will see between the two are the inertia generator and the speed pocket. The differences you're going to see are, one, the 16 gram fixed weight versus the sliding weight on the Stealth Plus. Also, you're going to have a carbon face on the Stealth Plus, but a milled cup face that will show you more in the future when we cut through this on the Sim2. So, in the name of science, let's cut these things open and see what's on the inside. Totally get it. The last thing you want to do when you buy a $600 driver is cut it open with one of these. We wanted to check out what's on the inside so you could see what this technology is all about. In the Stealth Plus, this is what the back side of the Stealth 60-layer carbon actually looks like. You'll see this glue and a serial number on the back side so they can actually find out if there's any fails, where it came from, and resolve the problem fairly quickly. On the front side of this, there's also a nano texture material. And what this does is actually control spin in both wet and dry conditions. Also, the face on the Stealth Plus carbon wood is 26 grams versus 43 on the Sim2, which is 17 grams lighter, which was pretty significant to allow them to put more weight on the inside of the driver in the places they would prefer to have it. So now let's take a look at the back of the Sim2. Now that we've cut it open, what's going on in the inside of this one is totally different than the carbon. The internal structure, you can see there is some baffling and different architecture going on here to both help with sound and strength. This is a titanium face insert that's been milled on the back side. And the reason that's milled on the back side is to give it tighter tolerances across the entire face. So when you mishit it like most of us do, it helps you on those shots. All right, we've broken down these two drivers literally and figuratively, but we wanted to get some of our testers involved from MyGospot to let you know what they thought. So let's hear what they have to say.
With the Stealth Plus, I gotta say right off the bat, I was not a fan of the color combination. Do not like the red on the face.
With the Stealth Plus, hey man, immediately when I hit it this past year, when you sit down to dress, it looks great.
The red face wasn't as distracting as I thought it would be at a dress. I would probably do a little bit of customization just because red's not really my thing.
Love the look of the face. Reminds me of an old Ben Hogan. They had the red centers on them when I was in my 20s.
I really love the sound of this driver. It reminds me of a composite softball bat.
The Carbon did provide a little bit of a different feel, definitely a different sound than the titanium.
But I really like the feel of this club and the way it sounded when I hit the ball.
The pitch on this driver when you hit it, it's pretty exciting.
So here's the Sim2.
I really love the combination of the carbon and the white. It just gives me more confidence, and I like the way it looks over that of the Stealth Plus.
Really enjoyed the white rim around the crown. It was a lot easier for me to line up my shots. It wasn't distracting at all. If anything, it really helped me with my alignment.
The Sim's a good driver, but I never did like the pitch of it also. It was just, it didn't have a good click to it.
It wasn't quite as forgiving. I'm not real keen on this bottom part.
The Carbon it really wasn't for me. It didn't provide the forgiveness that I was looking for. I struggle with a little bit of accuracy, so when it came down to it, the Sim2 is definitely my choice.
The sound and feel aren't that far off, so this will continue to stay in my bag and keep me in the middle of the fairway.
This is the one I would probably put into my bag because it was much more forgiving than the Sim2.
I would pick the Stealth Plus over the Sim2 any day.
So let's jump into the good stuff, the data, and seeing how these drivers perform. Did the Stealth Plus actually beat the Titanium Sim2? So when you look at the overall data, TaylorMade really nailed it. With the ball speed claim of 1.1 mile an hour more, that's exactly what we saw here at My Golf Spy in our test facility. But where this really gets interesting is when you break this down by swing speeds. There was a lot of reviews that came out early on this driver that showed there wasn't that much difference between this year's Stealth Plus and last year's Sim2, which you can see kind of why. The people that were doing the testing were generally higher swing speed reviewers. And when you look at the data, you see pretty much the same in carry, total, and ball speed. Actually, fairway percentage was up a little bit for the higher swing speeds. But where this gets really cool is when you start breaking this down where the meat of the golf industry is. And that's in 105 and under, right? That's the average golfer. 95 to 105 mile an hour swing speed. If that's you, listen up. 9 yards carry advantage for the Stealth Plus, 9 for total, and a ball speed jump of almost 2 miles per hour. In today's time, that is incredibly significant. 95 and less. Once again, you might want to pay attention and demo this club. 5 yards advantage for carry, 6 for total, and a 1.25 mile an hour ball speed jump. If you're also 95 and under, you got a 13% increase in fairway percentage hit. So at the end of the day, what does this mean for you, all this data? Should you go out and buy this driver? That's up to you. But in today's time, we don't generally see 9-yard gains from one year to the next. In 10 years of testing at My Golf Spy, the general rule of thumb is 1-3-5. So if you have a driver that's been fit for you that's only a year old, you probably won't benefit that much from a new driver. If you have a driver that's 3 years old, you might. If you have a driver that's 5, most likely you will. And anything older, I would definitely try pretty much any new driver to see if you can get benefit in your game. After all the testing, here is our professional opinion at My Golf Spy. If you own a titanium driver, you don't need to throw it away. But if you're in the lower or mid swing speed, we definitely think Stealth Plus should be at the top of your demo list in 2022. Who wants to win the brand new TaylorMade Stealth that we just cut open in the first episode of Golf Science? Subscribe and comment to be entered.